Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful. Liam and Ivy's wasted romantic potential. Why isn't B and B reuniting this couple? The Bold and the Beautiful, B and V. Spoilers reveal that the show's wasting an opportunity to put some former flames back together. When Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, returned earlier this year, she immediately threw herself at Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, and made it crystal clear that she'd like a reunion. Now that Ivy is living in Los Angeles again, there's no reason why B&B can't pair her up with Liam once more. This seems like the perfect time to put Liam back on screen for a revived love story with Ivy, but that's not currently happening. Why isn't B&B moving full speed ahead on reuniting these exes? Liam could use a storyline anyway, and Ivy could stand to do more than just be a source of support for Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. It just feels like a huge waste to let Ivy and Liam remain single when they could be busy reconnecting right now. That's especially true when you think about the hints that the show's been offering about the road ahead for Ivy. Since Ivy has repeatedly vowed to do whatever it takes to protect Electra, she could put herself in harm's way. Ivy's comments lately have felt ominous, so she could become Remy Price's, Christian Wiseman, victim down the line. It's possible Ivy will face a grim fate or at least face a hospital crisis. Wouldn't the emotional impact of that be heightened if Ivy had a loving partner to either mourn for her or hold vigil by her bedside? Liam would be the ideal person to do that since the show's established that Ivy wants him back. Ivy couldn't stop thinking about Liam and told him so the last time she was in town. Liam also seemed intrigued over Ivy's lingering feelings and the kisses she planted, so it feels like a mistake to not have them back together, or at least inching in that direction by now. However, there's still time for the show to turn things around. Maybe Liam and Ivy could indeed get their romance back on track in the not-too-distant future. Our predictions point to Remy unleashing some terror and possibly putting Ivy at risk, so perhaps Liam could come to her rescue and launch this reunion another way. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some shockers and shakeups are looming, so we'll bring you updates on any romantic news and other surprising developments. The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, one of the most beloved and longest-running soap operas, has been home to countless love stories, dramatic twists, and unexpected turns. Among its many romantic entanglements, the pairing of Liam Spencer and Ivy Forrester stands out as one that seemed ripe with potential, yet was left largely unexplored. Their relationship had all the elements of a soap opera success: undeniable chemistry, emotional depth, and a shared history that could have been the foundation for something meaningful. Yet, despite the fanbase's appreciation of their connection, the powers that be at B&B have never fully reuniting the couple. In this deep dive into the unfulfilled potential of Liam and Ivy, we'll examine why this pairing was overlooked, what could have been, and why fans are left wondering, why hasn't B and B reunited this couple? Liam Spencer, the reluctant heartthrob. Liam Spencer, played by Scott Clifton, is one of the show's most prominent and well-loved characters. Known for his classic Spencer charm, good looks, and vulnerability, Liam has been at the center of several love triangles throughout his tenure on B&B. He's found himself torn between women who were seemingly the loves of his life, including Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan. These relationships have often dominated the narrative, leaving little room for exploration with other potential partners, including Ivy. Liam's emotional journey has been a winding road filled with heartache, indecision, and growth. His early days on the show saw him as a somewhat naive, idealistic character, deeply involved in a love triangle with Steffy and Hope. While these relationships played out in complex ways, they overshadowed other possibilities, particularly his bond with Ivy. However, the foundation for a more solid and stable relationship was laid when Liam found himself genuinely attracted to Ivy, a woman who was not embroiled in the same dramatic baggage as Hope or Steffy. Liam's storyline challenges. One of the key reasons why Liam and Ivy's romantic connection never fully took off is the sheer amount of focus B&B has placed on Liam's on-again, off-again relationships with Hope and Steffy. These two women have been his main romantic interests throughout much of the show, and it's clear that the writers have always seen Liam's love life through the lens of these two iconic women. Consequently, Liam's potential with Ivy was often sidelined in favor of more dramatic, conflict-driven stories involving Hope and Steffy. As a result, any romantic relationship Liam could have had with Ivy seemed secondary or even inconsequential in the grand scheme of B and B's most prominent pairings. This has meant that, despite the natural chemistry between Liam and Ivy, their relationship was always overshadowed by the ongoing drama surrounding Liam's love life with his primary love interests. Ivy Forrester, the underrated Harris. Ivy Forrester, portrayed by Ashley Brewer, entered the world of B&B in 2014 as a member of the prestigious Forrester family. Ivy's character was immediately introduced with a sense of sophistication and grace, coupled with a quiet strength and determination. Unlike some of her more fiery relatives, Ivy wasn't prone to drama for drama's sake, making her character more grounded and relatable. From the moment Ivy first interacted with Liam, there was an undeniable spark between them. Ivy, unlike Steffy and Hope, wasn't caught up in the constant back and forth of high drama that defined those relationships. She was a more calm, collected figure whose heart was more easily won through kindness and emotional intimacy. Liam, for all his complications with Steffy and Hope, seemed at ease with Ivy in ways that he hadn't been with either of the other women. Ivy's role in B and B's landscape. Ivy's character had a lot of potential in terms of romantic and narrative development. However, she often found herself in the shadow of her more prominent relatives and the complicated relationships within the Forrester family. Her presence on the show was sometimes diluted by the bigger storylines involving characters like Steffy, Ridge, and Eric. Ivy, despite her family connections, was often left out of the central drama, and her own storylines frequently felt like filler rather than integral parts of the show's larger narrative. When it came to romance, Ivy was usually paired with characters who were more peripheral or transient. Her most notable pairing, of course, was with Liam. The chemistry between the two was undeniable, yet the writers never allowed their connection to fully bloom. They were frequently pushed aside to make room for the more pressing storylines of Liam's entanglements with Hope and Steffy. Ivy's calm demeanor and emotionally intelligent character would have made for an interesting counterbalance to Liam's more impulsive and emotionally turbulent nature. It's a pairing that could have allowed both characters to grow in ways that other relationships on the show could not offer. But alas, it was not meant to be. The missed potential of Liam and Ivy. Liam and Ivy's relationship was full of promise from the start. From the moment they met, they shared an understanding that was rare for Liam. Unlike his relationships with Steffy and Hope, which were often fraught with conflict and emotional turmoil, Liam's connection with Ivy felt more organic. Their bond was built on mutual respect, attraction, and shared values, making it seem like they could potentially be the ideal match for one another. Their first romance, a hopeful beginning. Liam and Ivy's romance began in 2014 when Ivy returned to Los Angeles, and the two were instantly drawn to each other. Ivy was not only beautiful and intelligent, but also brought an emotional maturity to the table that Liam hadn't experienced with his other love interests. Their relationship started with a genuine spark and emotional connection, and it was clear that they could have been something truly special. Their first love affair was filled with tender moments, and their shared love for the fashion world, Ivy being a Forrester and Liam being part of the Spencer family, offered a strong foundation for a lasting relationship. Yet for some reason, their relationship was short-lived, often derailed by the ongoing drama of Liam's relationships with other women. The rise of Steffy and Hope, distractions and obstacles. As with many soap operas, drama often trumps more subtle, long-lasting romances. And in the case of B&B, Liam's love life was frequently dominated by Steffy and Hope. The constant back and forth between these two women, combined with Liam's emotional indecisiveness, made it difficult for him to fully invest in a relationship with Ivy. Steffy and Hope were central to Liam's character arc, and as a result, Ivy was often relegated to the background. Rather than pursuing a steady, meaningful relationship with Ivy, Liam was continuously distracted by the chaos surrounding his love life with Steffy and Hope. The writers of B&B seemed to believe that fans were more invested in the ongoing drama with Steffy and Hope, leaving little room to develop Liam's relationship with Ivy. In fact, Ivy's character was often written as a temporary love interest who was meant to serve as a stepping stone for Liam's eventual reconciliation with either Steffy or Hope. The emotional disconnect. One of the most frustrating aspects of the Liam-Ivy storyline is that it was clear that there was an emotional depth to their relationship that was never fully explored. Their love was quiet and understated, but this was what made it so meaningful. Unlike the constant love triangles and dramatic confrontations that defined Liam's relationships with Hope and Steffy, Ivy offered him something stable and emotionally fulfilling. The emotional chemistry between the two was palpable. Liam and Ivy shared moments of vulnerability, opening up to each other about their fears, insecurities, and desires. This emotional intimacy made them a compelling couple, yet it was often overshadowed by the melodrama that surrounded them. Instead of seeing the blossoming of a relationship built on mutual understanding, the audience was left with fleeting moments that were never given enough weight to truly resonate. Why hasn't B&B reunited Liam and Ivy? There are several reasons why B&B hasn't reunited Liam and Ivy, despite the apparent potential of their relationship. One key reason is the show's tendency to focus on Liam's love triangle with Steffy and Hope. This central dynamic has been a defining element of the show for many years, and the writers have often been reluctant to stray from it. As a result, other romantic pairings, including Liam and Ivy, have been left on the back burner. Moreover, the producers and writers of B&B may have felt that Liam and Ivy's relationship didn't have the same level of dramatic tension that other pairings offered. Steffy and Hope both represent dramatic conflicts in Liam's life, with intense rivalries, betrayals, and emotional battles. By contrast, Liam and Ivy's relationship was calm and grounded, which might have been perceived as less compelling from a storytelling perspective. There is also the issue of Ivy's status as a somewhat secondary character within the Forrester family. While Ivy is an important part of the Forrester legacy, she has often been sidelined in favor of her more prominent relatives. This has led to her relationships being given less attention, and the potential for her pairing with Liam was largely ignored. The fans speak out. Despite these setbacks, the fans have consistently expressed their support for Liam and Ivy as a couple. Online forums, social media, and fan sites have shown a dedicated following for the pairing, with many fans lamenting the fact that their relationship was never fully explored. Fans have cited the emotional, the bold, and the beautiful spoilers. Poison Pizza plot Deacon Spacey addition points to Nextdale Giardino victim. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Deacon Sharp, scene canon, will shake things up at Il Giardino during the week of December 2 to 6. Fans can expect things to get spicy thanks to Deacon's unexpected addition, so let's talk about what all this could mean. Of course, viewers know Deacon recently hired Remy Price, Christian Weisman, to work at the restaurant. Since we already watched Deacon give Remy a job on a trial basis, would it really be worthy of being an upcoming spoiler? The show can get a little repetitive with the info they release sometimes, but this may actually be referring to something else. Although it's possible Deacon's addition will just be Remy, what if this is talking about a menu addition instead? Deacon is always experimenting with Il Giardino's offerings to make the restaurant the best it can be. Since pizza is Deacon's specialty, he might offer up a new flavor, perhaps a spicy one since the spoiler for December 4 hints at that. If B&B does take the time to hype up a hot new pizza selection, then it's probably going to lead to alarming news. It may turn into a situation like Tom Starr's Clint Howard, Iced Blue sports drink, and how it was ultimately drugged to kick off a murder mystery. Il Giardino just might be cursed if yet another victim follows Tom and Paul Hollis Hollister, Hollis W. Chambers, who were both killed by Luna Nozowa, Lisa Yamada. What if Remy tries to poison Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, with a special pizza or something along those lines? Will would obviously survive, but he could still end up quite ill and potentially land in the hospital. It's easy to imagine Remy secretly poisoning Will and then comforting Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, while Will fights for his life. Il Giardino could face another scandal and force Deacon to deal with more police drama, so stick with us for updates on whether B&B might head in this direction. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say there's bound to be more Il Giardino trouble now that Remy's on staff, so we'll pass along more predictions on any sneaky moves to come. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, where love, betrayal, and scandal simmer daily, there's always a twist just around the corner. But this time, it's not just the drama that's heating up, it's the food. Il Giardino, the iconic Italian restaurant owned by Deacon Sharp, scene canon, has been a haven for romance, business deals, and a little too much passion. But the latest scandal to unravel at the restaurant may leave some victims poisoned, in more ways than one. Deacon, who has managed to turn his life around, was on the verge of re-entering the world of high society and family drama after years of being an outcast. His redemption arc seemed almost too good to be true, but it's clear now that Deacon still has a spicy side. And his spicy addition might just be the key to a shocking new twist. Could a seemingly innocent pizza, served fresh out of the oven at Il Giardino, actually be the weapon that spells disaster for one of the show's most beloved characters? The spice is in the details. Il Giardino has been a staple of the bold and the beautiful for years, and it's known for more than just its culinary delights. It's also the setting for some of the most pivotal moments in the show's history: intense confrontations, emotional reckonings, and even secret rendezvous. But what happens when a typical night out turns into a deadly game of whodunit? The latest plot twist is tied to Deacon's growing ambitions. As Il Giardino starts to see more customers and gain a reputation as the it place to eat, Deacon finds himself under pressure to keep things fresh. He's always been a lover of bold flavors, a connoisseur of spice and culinary creativity. And now he's taken his love for flavor to an extreme level. This time, it's not just the seasoning he's adding to the menu. It's something far more sinister. Deacon's Spicy Addition, a secret ingredient that, unbeknownst to the customers, has been added to the pizza sauce in a bid to make it more memorable. What Deacon doesn't know, however, is that the ingredient has an unintended side effect when consumed in large quantities. And as the ingredients pile up, so too does the suspicion surrounding Il Giardino's kitchen. Could this special addition lead to the poisoning of one of the regulars? The potential victims, who's at risk? With the spicy pizza plot developing, it's only a matter of time before someone at Il Giardino experiences the toxic effects of Deacon's new creation. But who will be the victim? Several characters are known to frequent the restaurant, and while some are clearly more in the spotlight than others, any of them could be vulnerable to the deadly spice. Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Hope has a history of being close to Deacon, but her trust in him has been tested. With her family's complex dynamics and her own personal relationships with her husband, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, she's got a lot on her plate. Could Hope, the ever-optimistic and naive Logan, fall victim to Deacon's culinary misstep? Her unsuspecting nature could make her an easy target for the poisonous pizza. Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. Liam, Hope's devoted husband, is constantly balancing family drama and business responsibilities. Though he's always been a voice of reason, this spicy plot could lead to him becoming the next casualty. Could Deacon, in his quest for the perfect pizza, unintentionally harm his daughter's father-in-law? It's not out of the realm of possibility, especially with Deacon's growing frustration over his strained relationship with his daughter, Hope. Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McThinswood. Steffy's life has always been filled with twists and turns, and as the drama intensifies at Forrester Creations, it's easy to see her frequenting Il Giardino. Steffy has a tendency to act impulsively, and she's no stranger to drama in both her personal and professional life. Could she, in her quest for a romantic evening or business meeting, accidentally stumble into danger? Deacon's spicy pizza could be Steffy's undoing, and her quick temper may lead to the poisoning being pinned on someone else. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. Ridge, a character who's constantly in the middle of the Forrester family's business affairs, could find himself at the wrong table on the wrong night. With his long-standing connection to both Steffy and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, Ridge is often in the thick of the show's drama. If Deacon's spicy creation finds its way to Ridge's plate, the danger could escalate quickly. Ridge is known for his sharp instincts, but even he could fall victim to the mix of spices and the unpredictable nature of Deacon's kitchen. Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Another figure who can't escape the storm of drama, Brooke has been through everything from love triangles to family betrayals. But what happens when she adds a slice of pizza to her evening at Il Giardino? Deacon's spicy addition might just put Brooke in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her chaotic family dynamics with Hope, Ridge, and others could mean that Brooke becomes a major casualty in this poisoning plot. If Deacon's experiment goes wrong, Brooke could find herself caught in the crossfire. The fallout, Deacon's dark side revealed. While Deacon's redemption has been central to his character development, this pizza plot reveals a much darker side of the character. The sudden rise in popularity of Il Giardino, combined with his need to prove himself, may have pushed Deacon to take risks he never would have before. Adding a secret ingredient to spice up his restaurant could lead to serious consequences, and Deacon might quickly find himself at the center of a scandal that could jeopardize his entire future. Deacon's well-meaning intentions may backfire spectacularly. His restaurant has brought him so much joy and success, but with the potential for poisoning, his world could come crashing down. Could this be the moment when his life unravels? Will Deacon's ambition and desire to be seen as someone worthy of respect finally cause his downfall? A larger scheme unfolds. While the spicy pizza plot could initially seem like a random twist, it's likely to play a much bigger role in the coming weeks of The Bold and the Beautiful. Poisoning, even if unintentional, could open the doors to an entire web of deception. As the plot unfolds, secrets could be revealed about who's truly behind the food tampering and why. This spicy addition could ignite deeper rivalries, shifting alliances, and even more dangerous games at play. Will Deacon be forced to take the fall for someone else's plan, or will he find a way to redeem himself yet again? One thing's for certain, the aftermath of the poisoned pizza plot will leave a trail of broken trust and damaged relationships that will linger on for weeks to come. As the scandal unfolds, fans will be kept on the edge of their seats, wondering who will survive Deacon's deadly culinary experiment and who will be the next victim of Il Giardino's most dangerous dish yet.